Lost in the radio labyrinth. We're gonna rock it like we're still young kids. Laughing at the world, but jokes never fade away. And at the radio labyrinth, we'll never be swayed.
Well, hello. Welcome to Radio Labyrinth. Why, it's season 9, episode 10. Can you believe it? We're in our 9th season, and this is our 10th episode. And well, guys, I'm officially old. Jeff has deemed me an oldie, a thirsty oldie, and I have to take you to task for calling me thirsty because, well, I'll tell you why. I watched this show, and I don't think we talked about it. Did you put it in Views and Snooze at all?
No.
Or we just completely ignore this because it's a CBS crime procedural?
Yep.
Yeah, so well, it's called Elsbeth, and it's on CBS. I don't have cable, so I watched it on Paramount Plus, which I think should get me a little bit of a bonus point here.
Old people are so funny. You just don't get it.
But Elsbeth is a sort of like an homage to Columbo in that and also, what was the name of that show that we all like?
Poker Face.
Poker Face. Poker Face is a better show. It's more clever. But this is a fun show. It's like, oh, I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to watch quirky Elsbeth, who is Carrie Preston. Also, Wendell Pierce is in the show.
Yeah, I like Wendell Pierce. I'd watch anything with him in it.
But I posted on Twitter I texted to you guys that I like the show, and Jeff immediately started making fun of me because I'm watching a CBS show. And I get it. It's no Becker. It's no NCIS or NCIS, Portland, Maine.
Yes, it is.
I've never seen NCIS. But this show...
It is one of those.
No, it is not.
It is too.
It has Gen X people.
It's an hour-long CBS drama.
So, Steph and Dustin, you're not going to help me out here?
I'm just waiting for you to tear into Blue Bloods.
Flap into the breed.
Elementary was the only show I liked on CBS, and it's gone. So,
well, listen, I would watch Blue Bloods because it's David Chase, but there's 7,000 seasons, so there's no way. I don't have my grandma's TV watching energy yet, where she would watch Matlock 7 hours a day. But I'll get there. Check out Elsbeth. Oh, and then I posted on X how much I liked it. Jeff copied all of their. You had all of them in the tweet. You would stop being thirsty.
Oh, that tweet was obviously fishing for likes.
I was not fishing for likes.
Yes, you are fishing for likes.
I ain't fishing for fish.
Let me tell you why I'm doing stuff like that now. Okay? Can I tell you guys why
Please.
I'm doing? Sure. Okay.
Because you're thirsty.
No, I always have a cup of water nearby. On X, I'm only posting about things I do and things that I like, such as things that I watch on TV, listen to, or whatever, and also all the stuff that we do and all the other stuff. And this is why I don't care about the politics anymore, irrational, emotional takes about anybody who's running for president or is president. And we're really getting into the swing of things. 2020 was a shitty year. I was crazy on social media, and I want to enjoy my experience and share things that I'm enjoying, and I just want to be positive. So, that's what I just want to do. I keep unfollowing people or muting weirdos on X. I just want to have fun. Like, okay, last week I had a guest on, Osaka pop star. This was on my Popcast radio show. Osaka pop star John Caffiero. He's Dr. Demento, Ramones, The Misfits, Weird Al adjacent. And I really enjoyed that. So I just kept sharing it over and over again. So that's where I am on that. I wasn't like, oh, I hope Carrie Preston lets me see this. Wendell Pierce didn't like it because it wasn't political. And that's all he ever tweets about is politics. But anyway.
Jeff is trying to say that you're making a thirst trap for my mom with these tweets.
Yeah.
For your mom? What do you mean? Like to get her to like it?
Yeah. These are
John
tweets my mom would like. Well, no, because they're about old people things. This, I think, is what he's saying.
It's not an old people show.
You're cultivating a senior citizen thirst trap.
We are not old people. Old people, we will be, but we're not there yet.
No, you're there.
I'm not there. I'm not there.
Me, Dustin, and Steph are still youngin'.
Dustin watched Evil. That was on CBS.
I watched Evil.
Yeah.
So did I. So you're all old fucks.
I didn't watch it on CBS, though.
No, see, I didn't watch it on CBS either. It should count. I should be young. I should be grandsoned in because I'm watching it on Paramount.
Evil was really freaky and gross and creepy and nasty. My mom would never watch Evil, but she would watch this other old people show that you're watching.
No, you haven't watched Elsbeth yet. Nor will you. It'll be my thing then. I have my special show.
You can watch Elsbeth all by yourself then.
Me and the rest of the old fucks can watch it together.
Well, I'll have to tell my mom about it. I'll be like, this other old guy I know, he loves the show.
Shut up. Your mom's
she was really good in The Holdovers. I'll give her that.
She's good in anything she's in. She was good.
That was a great movie. I love The Holdovers.
Yeah, The Holdovers.
Yeah, that was really good.
And my best friend's wedding. She's good in that. And she was good in True Blood. Bill Compton is in the first episode. He's the murderer. But it can't spoil it.
Spoiler alert.
No, they tell you right at the beginning. He show him committing the murder. It's like Columbo.
Classic olds.
Yeah.
Telling you.
I need to know who did it in case I die before the show's over.
Perry Mason structure.
All right. Fuck you guys.
My mom said to me, and I swear to God that this truly happened. Tuesday, I was on the phone with her, and she was telling me about, since she's been retired, like she doesn't do anything but watch TV. And then she said, what do Neil's parents do? And I said, they sit around and wait for the Reaper like you do.
What'd she say?
I'm not waiting for the Reaper.
I'm calling him and telling him to get over here right now. Respectful. Did anybody watch Joe Rogan and Katt Williams, or was Club Shay Shay enough for you guys?
I didn't even watch that.
I didn't watch it. The kid sent me a text about it, and he said that Katt Williams is insane. I'm like, well, of course he is.
We knew that. I don't think he's insane. I just think he consumes an awful lot of that stuff, and he's very good at regurgitating it in a way that doesn't make him sound as insane as Alex Williams. No, not our traffic guy. As Alex Jones.
Yeah.
But the problem I had with this is that they were both high as fuck.
Yeah.
And it was people who don't know each other talking to each other about all sorts of things. If you're high and you have if you and your friends, like in college, you'd get high and sit around and talk about stupid shit, you would eventually develop a rhythm. You know when, Joe is going to, forget something. But you develop that. If you don't know people well enough to have a conversation with them, getting high is the worst way to do it because there were so many gaps. It was fun.
You get really, really high, then go on stage at a comedy club in Colorado.
Yeah. And they'd get dragged off.
Get booed off the stage.
And you guys,
here we go,
Donald. But the Rogan thing was great because Rogan would say something, because Rogan has all that in his head too, all these conspiracies and stuff. But Katt would just go, Sir, how do you know that something like that is not what it is? It was designed to be that way, and that is how you know that it. And Dan SODER was on Joe the next day, and they both did like a super ethnic impression of him, like almost shucking and jiving.
How good a weed you have.
This is Katt Williams' weed.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm going to start talking shit on everyone in the business.
And there ain't never been a day that Shane Gillis ain't never texted me, "You're gay." Always calling me gay. This is how he drives. This is a normal thing. He does this because he does this in real life.
SODER can get away with anything, though.
I know, he's fantastic, and he does great impressions. But Joe is doing like the step and fetch it type of voice. And Katt doesn't have that cadence when he speaks. He's very much doing it very calculated when he speaks. And he knows exactly what he's going to say. I read 7,000 books a week. I've been reading books. The librarian used to chase me out because I read 750,000 books every single week. Anyway, that was my takeaway from that. I thought it was fun, though. Even though it was weird. I want to go through and cut out all the gaps because there were too many gaps.
When they first started, you could tell that they were just feeling each other out.
Yeah.
And then it got to where once Katt started getting high, he started speaking in riddles.
Yes.
And it was really strange because you were like, okay, like Club Shay Shay, you've learned since that interview that he does speak in riddles, and some of those riddles make sense now. And try to apply that to this, and it's like, I'm not high enough for this.
No. And the main reason he was on Joe Rogan was because he called out Rogan on Club Shay Shay, and Rogan was like, I'd have him on, man. Come on, I'll have him on. They didn't talk about any of that because basically Katt Williams trashed every single comic that Joe, the Rogan bros or his circle of comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have thought he would have brought that up.
Yeah, why don't you like any of my friends? It's not that I don't like them. What they're doing is putting their comedy out there and blah, 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 blah. I think Katt's cool. But the one thing, Rogan invited Katt to play the mothership, and he goes, I do arenas, which isn't true because he does uptown comedy here in Atlanta, and that's not an arena. That's a building in Norcross. That's not a huge place. Did you ever play there, Steph? Did you ever do stand up there?
No, I went there with Ben Palmer one night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was like an open mic night, and I just did not have the sack to get up there. But Ben walked up there and crushed. He always did really well.
He's not coming on here, is he?
I don't know what he's doing. We message back and forth here and there, and I think he got, and then they took a bunch of his videos off of Instagram.
Why? Oh, because he's being mean.
I don't know, some kind of violation of something I saw on there, like he's been trying to get his crap back. But you know how he does, he pranks people.
Mm-hmm.
He pranks them so well that they get infuriated and they come for his ass. I mean, he pranks whole cities.
I know. So Jeff brought it up, and then we'll turn it over to Steph. But Jeff brought this up. This Nick Swardson video. Everybody there shot videos. It was where was this? Where he was on stage? Colorado. Okay. So he's high and drunk as fuck. Gets on stage.
Altitude.
Yeah, 20 minutes of rambling before they gave him the hook. And if you can find these videos on YouTube, maybe Dustin can insert one here, just a clip from it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen because he's not saying anything. He's just, okay, you ready? Okay, let's go. And then the last thing he says is, you guys like Norm Macdonald?
Here we go. As a Christmas carol, he is the caroler. Jason Statham as the caroler. Here we go. Jason Statham as the caroler. Yes, here we go. And here we go. Good Lord. Here we go. Watch this. Jason Statham as the caroler. Here we go.
I can't take it.
Watch this.
Let's go to the bathroom. Okay, we're going to the bathroom.
Oh my.
Good times. Should have just done the gay robot.
Yeah.
We can just jack each other off and I'll bail.
He's been going downhill for a while.
Yeah, he has drinking problems.
His stand-up hasn't been good in years.
Yeah, I kind of got to agree with that. I think that he's a very funny stand-up comedian, but lately it's just like, eh.
Well, he drinking with edibles.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably caught in a loop.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I think he was like in a loop because he kept going, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. And then I think he forgot what he was going to do. And he was like, no, okay. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
It's like, dude, you're not at home in the bathroom mirror. There's a crowd sitting here watching you.
But like Jeff said, he addressed it, right? He said, what did he say?
Edibles and alcohol and altitude.
Mm-hmm.
Called it brain diarrhea or something.
Yeah.
He tells this, you got to listen to the last time he was on this past weekend, where he talks about going someplace and he drank. So what was it in Florida? He drank so much he ended up being there for 6 months, something like that. I like
Jesus.
I like Nick Swardson though. I think he's funny just about anything he does.
He's so funny, and he's made me laugh so many times in the past. You can forgive him for that. I mean, when he was Terry on Reno, God, anytime he showed up on there,
the half of the audience looked pissed, and those are probably people who aren't super into comedy and stuff, or they're just there, or they're there because they knew him from Reno 911. And then the other half of the people they want to watch that train wreck. I would have been one of the people that wanted to watch the train wreck. I would have wanted to stay there and watch whatever was going to happen had they not yanked him.
Well, I felt sorry for the MC, the dude that set that whole show up.
Yeah.
And then he had to come back out and tell everybody, that's it. I'm sorry. I'll give you all refunds at the door.
we went after we recorded last week. Jeff and I went to the Punchline, and thank you, by the way, and thanks to Marcy for getting me in, and you and Stu. But we went in and saw Matt Brongner, and the comedian who the feature act was David Perdue. Can you believe that, Steph? Former
senator.
Love him. Yeah, I know David.
No,
Yeah,
the comedian David Perdue. Yeah, you know him?
Oh yeah, I did stand up with David a lot.
Holy shit, he's funny as hell. I laughed harder. I mean, Matt was great, but I just thought that David was amazing. I went up to him after the show and told him I loved his set and followed him on social media and stuff. I'd love to have him on here.
Yeah, I'm sure he would come on. He was
Stop
wonderful.
that. You want to get on this fucking show or what? Shut the fuck up. All right, I'll go back to talking about Trump every week.
Here comes a cereal bowl. I feel like a cereal bowl coming your way.
I wish I had a cereal bowl. I would throw it at his head and jam darts.
No, he was very funny. I like him.
Yes.
He's a great person too, though. He's like such a sweetheart.
He seems it. He seems like he.
But when I knew him, when I was doing comedy, he was a kid. He was like, I think he just graduated from Morehouse, or he was still going there at that time. I think he was like 22 or something.
News, trailers, and trends with Steph.
Oh, well, you guys ready for another Karate Kid movie?
No.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I am. And this is going to be in the canon.
This is the Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
Karate Kid, though, right?
Yes. But it's we got Joshua Jackson from The Affair and Dawson's Creek and whatnot. He has entered the filming of this, yes. And Jackie Chan is playing some sort of wisdom.
He's the character he played in the Karate Kid.
Yeah. He was like the Mr. Miyagi of Jaden Smith.
Yeah, but and then the actual Karate Kid is, I'm not sure. I don't know who this kid is. But
he's a Chinese kid.
But he's a Chinese American kid.
Yeah.
Like born and raised here. And this one takes place on the East Coast instead of the West Coast.
So is it Daniel LaRussa? Is it canon? Is it part of the Cobra Kai world? Or is it just like, yeah, I remember that movie you were in, or you were the Karate Kid?
I don't know. I mean, Machio's in it.
Yeah.
That's why
I'm assuming like they're gonna attach all that to it. Probably not the show.
No.
I don't think they're gonna do the show, which they should though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the last season of the show coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they should give Johnny his due.
Johnny's the coolest one out of all of them, I think.
Yeah, Johnny's great. So are you guys going to want to see it?
Yeah, I'll watch it.
When it streams. That's my new, I say when it's at the video store, when it streams.
Never watch it when it runs on CBS with commercials.
Shut up, asshole. So mean and cruel to me.
Well, they're changing the name to Six Shooters Over Georgia. And so
you got to be careful with this story. Use words like teenager.
Hey, kids, welcome to Six Flags. Ooh, roll them up.
Marty Moose has an AK.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, kids. Body-proof vests are required to enter. So the moose outside should have told you.
All right, so
I don't.
For those that don't live in Atlanta, would you elaborate?
Anybody who has a Six Flags encounters rowdy people every time they go.
This happened last year, though, too, but it just didn't get to this point. I think this is a kind of sort of like a rite of, I don't know if it's a TikTok thing or what it is, but on opening day at Six Flags last year and this year, all these kids got all worked up and got into a bunch of skirmishes. And at one point, there were about 600 kids fighting each other.
Yeah.
In the park, which 600 kids, that's a lot of kids. That's a lot to keep. And then I guess the security and then the cops rolled up on the set and they just kind of like pushed them out somehow. Like they got them all.
Not gonna do anything.
They kind of rioted them out into the parking lot or whatever. And then once they got into the parking lot, one of these little bastards pulled out an AR-15 and started firing at the cops.
A rifle?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. I just heard it was gunfire. I didn't know what kind of gunfire it was.
Yeah, that's what I heard. There was a bunch of different videos where they were saying like, yeah, it was an AR-15. It was some crazy crap. Well, and the cops fired back and some kid got hit. He's in critical condition. I don't even know if he was shooting. He may have just been in the fray. Who knows? But it was pretty wild. And a lot of these beatings, they're intense. These kids are savagely beating the crap out of each other. These are like prison fights.
And we can't play any of the videos.
I wouldn't want to see them. I mean, I was sad that I saw the ones I saw because they're hard to watch.
Yeah. You know, I'm not taking my child to an amusement park.
Radio Labyrinth is sponsored by Six Flags Over Georgia.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it's like really the what? What are they going to do? I mean, I've heard they're going to do something like you have to be 21 to come in. You have to be with somebody who's 21 or older now.
What are people supposed to do with their kids in the summertime? Because people buy, you know, the season pass, and, you know, working parents drop their kids off there.
Mm-hmm. I know lots of them who have in the past, but this is what always happens. You know, there's always bad apples that ruin it for everybody else, that ruin it for everybody else. So, yeah, they're not going to be able to do that anymore. And really, most parents, I don't think, would want to now because you'd be worried your kid's going to end up getting mangled.
You're trying to work all day, 2-3 jobs. Your kid's at Six Flags. You're worrying if they're going to get shot or the shit beat out of them.
Yeah, it's not cool, guys.
Somebody needs to make an Atlanta-based new version of the Warriors based in Six Flags.
Warriors, come out to play.
Agreed.
Let's get down to it, boppers.
So after all of this mess, people are talking and saying that there were rumors swirling around that Bill Cosby's wife is considering divorcing him now.
In the wake of the allegations.
In the wake of the allegations. Now she's considering. Now she's saying this is not true, but they do not live together. They are living separately from each other.
Yeah. Well, he
was living in prison for a while.
Yeah,
he's been out for a minute. And but they are living in separate states at this point.
He probably isn't that far away from passing off this mortal coil. Do you think there will be an outpouring of love for him, or it'll just be a story of Bill Cosby's dead?
Both.
I mean, didn't he go on tour?
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying that when he passes away, you know, there's always, like when Richard Lewis died, everybody, including me, posted a picture. Or, you know, people who really knew him. He was a great friend. These are how wonderful he was. I'm sure Bill Cosby has friends. If you're a friend of his that he didn't rape, would you post a picture of yourself? I don't know.
But there's friends of his that he did rape too, though, I guess, right? That's why you make the distinction.
Yeah, but you know, if you weren't attractive as a female and you were in his orbit, he helped you get ahead without.
A lot of those women were not attractive. They were very not attractive.
Yeah.
That was a requirement, Tim. It was just whoever would actually take the tea. So the old Sopranos booth, the very famous one that Tony may or may not have died in Holstein's, just went up on auction.
Anonymous buyer because somebody's embarrassed that they paid that much.
Would you have paid that much if you were like loaded to the gills, Tim?
Oh, probably.
$82,000 for that booth.
If I had $82,000 to throw away like that, sure, why not?
And it doesn't even look like they're getting the full booth. It's just like the wall of the booth.
You get the jukebox?
No jukebox.
So you just get the seats. That's it.
I don't even think you get the seats. I think you get the partition attached to the table. Because I mean, they were falling apart. That's the whole reason why they had to replace it. Because, you know, everybody comes in there and they want to sit in that damn booth. So that booth has probably gotten more mileage on it than any other booth in the place.
Dang.
And they repaired it a gajillion times and it just was like, it's just falling apart. And so they had to replace it.
I would have bought that. I'd rather have the train set that Bobby got shot on. Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah, I would like the boat that Big Pussy got killed on.
Yes. What else would I want? I want the coffee. No. You know what I want? I want Ralph Cifaretto's wig.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. That works for me too.
I'll take the pool table from Bada Bing. That'd be cool.
That'd be a good gift.
Yeah. That would be cool. Or the original Bada Bing neon sign.
Yeah.
I'll take Tracy's bones. You guys remember Tracy?
Yeah, the hooker. The hooer that old.
I got racist. You told me I flipped me. Yeah. Get the fuck away from me.
This is when old Manson lamps beat to death, right?
Well, no, he was dead by then. It was Richie or Ralphie beat her up.
Ralphie killed her. That's right.
Yeah.
Not Richie. No, those good times. Well, anyway, so that's all for 82,000. Also, just real quick, the Only Murders in the Building season 4 is they're filming it right now, and there are going to be so many awesome people in season 4. I kind of tapped out on 3, but 4, I think they're going to bring me back because you got Kumail Nanjiani is signed on for it.
Yes.
Who else, Jeff? There's a bunch of really good people. I think
Alec
Baldwin. Shut the hell up. Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy's going to be in it. Molly Shannon. Meryl Streep's going to be back.
Count me in.
So season 4 should be freaking awesome. So if you kind of tapped out on 3 like I did, and also the Tesla Cybertruck crashed into the Beverly Hills Hotel sign, all 7,000 tons of it or whatever the hell. They said that it was a valet.
Yes.
That was the first thing. But then turns out, no, it wasn't a valet. It was just somebody who owned this stupid truck and it got away from them, apparently. And they just show it. It's such a great visual, though, to see this Tesla truck crashing.
You couldn't see through all the rust. That was the problem.
No. I want a stainless steel truck. That's the best idea I've ever had.
You never saw DeLoreans rusting anywhere, did you?
I know, right? It's such bullcrap. Oh, and the last thing, Patton Oswalt is going to be hosting a new game show on Amazon called The 1% Club.
Pass.
I like game shows.
I mean, I wonder what it's going to be like. I mean, and according to Patton's post,
it's people who killed their wives and gotten away with it. That's what the 1% Club.
Are you talking about Patton? Because his wife died of natural drug-induced causes.
I'm kidding.
I'm starting to say, you're terrible.
William Shatner will be on it.
Oh, no.
Robert Blake, if he hadn't died, would be on it. OJ.
You're stupid.
Robert Wagner.
Robert Wagner killed his wife?
It's possible that he and Christopher Walken killed Natalie Wood.
Oh, Robert Wagner. Yeah, okay. I was thinking of Robert Blake or Robert Conrad. Sorry.
Or Christopher Walken at least looked the other way. Possibly. Because he was banging his wife. I don't know.
I fell asleep and, I was making Brainstorm.
I think it was an overzealous gang.
Yeah. All right. So while we were looking through these notes, Steph posted a music video in there that I couldn't believe was real. And it's RFK, speaking of thirsty. The song should have been called Pandarin. But what's it called?
Standing on business.
Business.
Not business. And most people, when they say it, and no matter what their race, say business. They don't even say business. So...
My friend at work, Shelley Winter, who does the night show on WSB, said he was there when RFK recorded those lines, which I thought was kind of interesting. RFK Jr. made a rap song, right? Because he's really going after the people that don't want to vote for either Biden or Trump. It doesn't matter if they're conservative leaning or liberal leaning. It's just a whole shitload of people that are like, these old geezers are our fucking choices. And so they're gravitating to RFK. So he's going like he's doing the podcasts and stuff. And
I will say this, though, that your impression is so good. I literally thought this was you doing this video.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm only half mad at you for calling me thirsty and old.
I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You don't have to believe the lies. You don't have to take sides. You can help me heal the divide. As President of the United States, I'll be standing on business and helping the community. Hey, yeah, boy. That boy
Hey, yeah. But he doesn't rap. He just has like his opening monologue. He has real rappers on here, like Turk and Boozy Badass. They're kind of like a big deal.
I've always been a fan of Boozy Badass. I really enjoyed Old Dirty Bastard. All right, so I made a rap video of RFK Jr. and Theo Vaughn doing a cover or sort of a tribute to Nothing But a G Thing by the great Dr. Dre.
1, 2, 3 and to the 4. Theo, fucking Vaughn and RFK are at the door, looking to disrupt an election and fuck shit up.
Cause you know I'm about to rip shit up.
Came to my microphone first and did a rant in my bubble. Podcasts and lawyers, Biden, you, and Trump are in trouble. Cause it's a fucking RFK thing. Baby. Two guys sick of frogs being gay. Blue Chew is a sponsor who pays May.
Unelectable, but that shit doesn't faze me.
So now back to the podcast. My man, elections and erections I will never understand.
From a Gen X perspective, and when they roll out a vaccine, getting it should be elective.
You never know. I'd vote for Urkel, my man, or eat some Raisin Bran. At the same time, watch Captain Caveman, or maybe I'll be watching Family Ties, my president.
There ain't no TV big enough to get turned off while I'm sitting in front of it. Biatch!
It was great, though. I really liked it.
Well, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Thank you very, very much.
You made it come to life. Well, that's all my newsies.
All right. Boom. Radio Labyrinth is brought to you by Atlanta Pizza in Euro. Atlanta Pizza in Euro is ready for the winter season with over 40 beers. Well, the winter season's almost over, but that doesn't stop Mike from being ready all the time. 40 beers in cans and bottles, 16 beers on tap, with 12 of those being local Georgia and Southeast craft beers. Their current featured selection is Jekyll Brewing's Cooter Brown Ale. This brown ale is perfect for wintertime, and it has a silky smooth body, sweet caramel and chocolate aroma, and a slightly refreshingly bitter finish. They once again would like to help thank all the radios and fans for listening to the podcast. Stop by the restaurant and mention you heard about them on Radio Labyrinth and get yourself a free dessert. By the way, their food truck is on hiatus. It's almost off a hiatus because it's almost March. So, and it will be March when the show comes out, so I don't know. But if you want it, call Mike Hall at 770-483-6228. Don't forget they're open for dine-in and takeout Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturdays, they're open from noon to 9 p.m. and they are closed on Sunday. Do you have a commercial or residential construction printing need? Well, what are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens. They've been in Athens, Georgia since 2005. With a fast turnaround and affordable prices. Call 706-316-9366, or you can email them at athens@ldiline.com.
And we're back.
All right. So one of the things we wanted to talk about on this show before we ramp up is there is a list of the best upcoming movies 2024 trailers compilation from Film Spot Trailers on YouTube. And we asked everybody to watch it, and we're going to just bust through it real quick. And you tell me, each of you, if this is the best upcoming movie that you really want to see. And then when we're done, we'll all pick the one that we really want to see the most. But these are the biggest movies coming out this year, I believe. And we'll start right off the bat with Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, starring Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, and Dan Stevens. And I wrote LOL Who, directed by Adam Wingard from Legendary Pictures and Warner Brothers. That comes out March 29th. It looks dumb as fuck.
I'm about over the Kong thing.
Yeah. Transformers meets Godzilla meets Kong meets Gen Z. I'm a pass on that one until it streams. The next one is Damsel, directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. That'll be on Netflix on March 8th, so it's out now. Who corrected that? Millie Bobby Brown, Angela Bassett, Robin Wright, and Shohora Agdashlu. Do you like it to be the damsel? I'm Shohora.
It's Fred Johnson, I said.
Yes.
It looks pretty good.
It looks visually good. It's probably not something I'm going to watch. Steph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about her other show that she had either.
No. Deadpool 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. Directed by Sean Levy. Marvel Studios Disney, comes out July 26th in theaters. Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Emma Corrin, Morena Baccarin, Rob Delaney, and Leslie Uggams. That's a must-see for me.
No T.J. Miller?
No. And I'm interviewing T.J. Miller on Tuesday, and I'm not allowed to ask him about it.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, they have a bad riff.
Yeah. Here's November 27th, if you can wait that long. Wicked, directed by John M. Chu, from Universal Studios starring Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum, and Bowen Yang. And that's a big red no for me.
Anything to do with Wizard of Oz, I'm not watching.
No. What, Jeff?
Why isn't a green no?
That's a big green. Well, green would mean yeah.
Oh.
He just moved because of the witch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, the only Wizard of Oz adjacent films I like is The Wiz and The Wizard of Oz. I don't need to see anything else. I think they've done all they need.
12 years too late, too.
Yeah. On March 21st on Prime, you'll be able to watch the Doug Liman directed Roadhouse, which is a remake of the original Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal, Billy Magnuson, Daniela Melchior, I can't say her name, and Luke.
I was like, there's no reason to remake Roadhouse because
there isn't
so good, but this
it looks awesome.
From what I've seen, it looks fucking great.
It does. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So I have to agree that's anticipated. Dev Patel has a new movie coming out from Universal called Monkey Man. He's starring in it with Charlotte Copley, Keto Bash, and Vipin Sharma. And I apologize for butchering those names. That looked interesting to me. And that comes out April 5th. Did you guys
I'm not
watch
going to see that until he gives Larry his money for coming to that birthday party.
Yeah, that's true.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Next one, April 26th, Challengers. It's so unremarkable to me in the trailer that I don't even remember what it's about. But Zendaya is in it, and it's not something I'm going to watch. Tennis Bitch.
Okay.
The next one, May 10th. This is my must see, and if I couldn't see any of them other than this, I'd be fine. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, directed by Wes Ball from 20th Century Disney. Cast Owen Teague, Kevin Durant, Peter Macon, and William H. Macy. I'm all in on this. I hope, because to me, even a bad Planet of the Apes movie is a good Planet of the Apes movie. So hopefully it'll be a good one. I'm going to watch.
Kevin Durant, the basketball player?
No, Durand.
Oh.
I thought the same thing. I had to look it up. June 28th, A Quiet Place Day One, the prequel that everybody's been anticipating, directed by Michael Sarnosk. Studio is Paramount. Lupita Nyong'o, speaking of Joshua Jackson, isn't she dating him now?
Yeah.
Joseph Quinn, Alex Wolff, and Jaimin Hansu, who I have interviewed before and is a nice person. I didn't really care for A Quiet Place, so it's not really all mine. I'm not into it.
I like the first one. The second one I didn't care for that much.
Now, this is the first one not directed by him, right?
Yeah, this is not directed or written by him.
Yeah.
So it might be crap again. So.
It didn't look interesting to me. Despicable Me 4, I've never seen any of the other ones, but it's Chris Renaud, if that's how you say his name. Studio Universal, usual gang of people, Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Will Ferrell, Joey King, Sofia Vergara, Miranda Cosgrove, and Steve Coogan. I imagine those are good movies. I just have never seen them.
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah, they're all right.
A lot of adult humor shoved in there that kids wouldn't get, but that's how they kind of balance those movies out for kids and parents.
Yeah, and I'll probably have to watch it at some point. And the last one is a sequel that's 30 years too late, or 28 years too late, if I'm correct on my dates. Twisters comes out on July 19th. That's directed by Lee Isaac Chung, Universal Studios. Cast is Daisy Edgar Jones, Glenn Powell, Anthony Ramos, Mara Tierney, and Kiernan Shipka.
I'm about sick of Glenn Powell. They are putting him in everything. Yeah. I'm like, is this the only white guy we have? This is it? They just put Powell. It's Powell in everything.
Yeah, no Bill Paxton, no ticket for me.
I like that idea. I'm with you, Jeff. They shouldn't even have remade it. I mean, I don't know.
The movie was a cheesy goofball fest, and at the time, the special effects, I was blown away. I saw it at the theater and was like, holy crap, I've never seen anything so cool.
Hey, look, it's a cow.
I think that's the same one.
It's as exciting as the Twister the feature at Universal Studios. Hi, I'm Bill Paxton. You're going to get wet.
I can't believe they don't have Hoffman's kid in this one driving the...
Yeah. All right, so is there one of those movies? I already said mine. What's the one? Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Yes, I should say Deadpool because it's probably going to be better than the Planet of the Apes movie.
Well, Planet of the Apes is going to be sad. You'll cry at the end of it. That's why I don't like those movies. Like I'll watch it just because I have to, because I know they're good. and I do enjoy them, but every time they are so freaking sad. I hate how they end.
John Lithgow, that one was sad, the first one, but it was such a good movie.
They're all sad too.
Yeah, they're all emotionally just a roller coaster.
Yeah, I can't handle it. That last one with Woody Harrelson, and then when they were they were dead, and the thing, I hate it.
Well, you can cleanse your palate by watching Battle of the Planet of the Apes, which was the 6th of the original movies, and they didn't have any money, so they just shot it in the woods. For some reason, had Paul Williams in it. I'm an ape. It's not easy being an orangutan.
Did he have the Landers sisters apes like trapped in a cave?
Then Greg Evigan came and saved them.
Yeah.
You know who else is in them? John Huston plays the lawgiver. I'm the lawgiver. Give me some money for this piece of shit film that I...
Guys, are you reading the online comments?
Gotta read some of these comments.
I'm loving your guys' comments.
You're reading your own comments?
Yeah, they're really good. I worked hard on them.
The secret is don't read the comment cards.
Right, your YouTube comments. We have a couple that we're going to read this week, and thank you all for liking and following and watching everything on YouTube. We had lots of views this week, and I don't know how or why, but I love it. Please keep them coming. Alan B. 1974 said, if looks could kill, the SNL's musician with red hair was burning a hole in the back of Shane Gillis's head during his monologue. She did look like she was annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really.
A lot of times she doesn't even come out for the monologue. I don't know why she felt like she had to come out and fucking
make that yeast.
Like that.
She had like this whole yeast infection look on her face.
Yes. We have to sit there and you can't itch.
Mm-hmm.
Roby, I'll use his name. Libor1. He's going to get mad at me. Roby, sorry. Since Tim only listens to podcasts, I'm going to start narrating the TV shows he wants to watch in podcast form. Stay tuned for Shogun 1, Episode 1 on your Radio Labyrinth feed. Keep it podcast. I watched that, and we'll talk about it in a minute. Simon as Fa 9450 says, cool show. So he's a new viewer. I like the part about Shane because I saw it a few days back too. I liked the views or snooze. Definitely going to watch El Conde. Also, watch the sponsor ads so I can help out. I'm from Ethiopia. Thank you very much, man. That's awesome.
International.
That's awesome. Totally cool.
Ethiopians rock, man.
A new listener posting something on there, new viewer posting something. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you. Yes, they do.
Views.
Or
Snooze. Time for Views or Snooze in honor of Simon.
Yeah. Last week was Dick Turpin, Spaceman and the Regime, which I watched all of them.
I watched Dick Turpin. I found it cute, but I can't continue watching. It's too snarky.
The second episode was really funny.
Was it? It was so much.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's very like Our Flag Means Death.
Yes.
Yeah. Show.
But that was drier a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I watched it too, and I was into it, but then I wasn't into it. I kind of feel like you, Tim. It just made me want Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
It just made me want it so bad. Especially when I saw Naboo.
Yeah.
All right, so I will take...
Episode 2 made me laugh a lot more than episode 1, though, I'll say that.
Okay, I'll try to episode 2 then.
We'll take Jeff's advice and we'll recap next week. I am behind on Shogun, but the first episode, that was like...
Yeah, I watched the first episode also. I want to know what scene Steph was talking about where she was like, why is this going on and on? The drowning?
When he was boiling them alive in that pot.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
the boiling.
God. And just the screaming, it just kept going on. And they're all just like, having their evening constitutions and the screaming's going on. And then they show him and it's like his face is melting off and he's just like bobbing up and down. I was just like, when is this going to end? This is too much.
It's a violent show.
Yeah. It's a violent show. We watched episode 3 last night, and man, I'm going to be so upset when it's over because it's
how many episodes is it?
5. And it's like watching this epic movie every single week. There's so much crap going on, and the writing is so good, and it's funny. There's a lot of humor in it,
and boobs.
There are some titties.
I had no idea that chick from the Godzilla show was such a good actress because you don't really get to see it on there. It's because that show's pretty cheesy, but she's really good in this show.
I watched The Regime and I loved it. I see Jeff thinks it's boring, and I get
it was kind of boring.
I loved it. I love how intense she is and how fucked up she is, and that she's a domineering bitch. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I want more of.
Is it not as good as it's no Mayor of Easttown? Is that what you're saying, Jeff?
The accent get real good though.
Yeah, I loved it, and I don't really watch a lot of serialized television, but I thought it was shot well. I like the guy the most, the one.
I like the guy too. But she's beating him up and shit.
Yeah.
Did you watch Spaceman?
I did watch Spaceman.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, for what it was. I mean, he's a great actor.
Yeah,
but I know that he didn't like making it. He hated it because it was to fulfill his contract with Netflix, and it was a movie that he didn't really want to do, but he did it anyway to appease some people, and he had to do. I think they did a lot of the same thing they did in Apollo 13, where they filmed with the plane that goes up and then drops for zero gravity, and it made him sick the whole time. But
it was very visually interesting, though.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Max Richter did the soundtrack, and he's who I listened to like over and over and over to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. So it put you to sleep.
Yeah, I kept falling asleep like the first 3 times I tried to watch it, and then I was like, "Oh, Max Richter's doing the soundtrack. No wonder I'm falling asleep every 5 minutes."
I used to love to listen to the Edward Scissorhands soundtrack to fall asleep.
Danny Elfman, you can fall asleep to Danny Elfman. With all
oh my God, the Edward Scissorhands soundtrack. It's so like ethereal and
that's what this is. It's like a lot of piano and weird
Steph,
stuff.
did you watch it?
Yeah.
The Spaceman?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No, I haven't either. I guess I'll watch it. I had a friend, Jeff's friend also, Matt, said he didn't really like it all that much, found it boring, but it looks interesting to me. I want somebody to spoil it for me, because if I watch it for that entire time and it turns out that everything's in his head, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, don't watch it then.
It's a love story. It's a love story about loss and divorce and losing someone, and it's not really a sci-fi movie, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
I'll stick to my CBS dramas.
It's based on a book that came out before Project Hail Mary, though.
Yes, and we found that out. How, Jeff?
From the author of Project Hail Mary on Twitter.
I'll take Elsbeth. Thank you.
I told him, I asked him when we were going to sue Netflix and Adam Sandler. And he was like, we can't sue them because it's based on a book that came out before Project Hail Mary.
It was cool. You got a response back from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
Thirsty. What's coming up next? What's next in Views or Snooze, Thirsty?
Super Sex on Netflix.
What's that about?
Rocco Siffredi. But it's a series based on his life.
Oh, I'm in.
I figured you would be.
Wow. Okay.
And then The Gentleman, also on Netflix.
Dying to watch that.
Yeah,
that's a Guy Ritchie series.
Yeah, the Guy Ritchie series based on those characters.
What's it? What characters?
Netflix from that movie, The Gentleman.
Oh, okay. That's a maybe.
Series in the same universe. And then Ricky Stenicki on Prime.
Okay.
This looks very funny.
What is this?
It's the movie. I think it's Fairley Brothers. And all their life looked like whenever something went wrong, they would blame it on this guy, Ricky Stenicki.
Okay.
And like shit comes to a head and they have to hire a guy to actually pretend to be him.
All right. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's John Cena.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm fucking in. I'm going to watch that.
When is Peacemaker coming back?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, James Gunn is too fucked up with the universe there, the DC cinematic. That show was the best. They don't need the cinema anyway. They don't need that. They don't need all that. Do the cool shit that you've been doing. Everybody loves these DC shows. Shit, man. Let's do staff picks. Mine is real simple, and it's probably going to be this. Well, this might be the last one, but Triumph the Insult Comic Dog on Hanging with Dr. Z was fucking hilarious. You guys watch that?
Poop on.
I did. Yeah. It was great.
Yes, it was very, very funny.
He had him cracking up the whole time.
Oh, I know. Dana was making Smigel crack up to the point where he was breaking the wall all the time.
Mine says Invincible's coming back for the rest of season 2.
The Invincible, finally? Is it back now?
Oh, they're only doing one a week for the
Good.
next however many weeks.
Awesome.
See, mine is it's a YouTube channel, a new YouTube channel called Year by Year. And what's cool about it is it's a history channel, but they start at year one, and they talk about history around the world during that year. And then the next episode goes forward a year, but this kind of broadly shows you where the world was. And then every episode goes up a year as it gets closer to present.
Remember that dude Jesus we killed last year? Maybe that was not a good idea.
I think that's on year 36 or 33.
My pick is just a movie called The Year Between. If you haven't seen it, it's on HBO Max, I believe. But it's this bipolar filmmaker. Her name's Alex Heller. She did an biographical movie about a first year in college with her being bipolar. And I would, if you haven't seen it, it's like Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Oh, okay.
But she's older, you would say. That's how I would describe it. Welcome to the Dollhouse, only Dawn Wiener is bipolar.
Does it have a Todd Solondz feel?
Very much so, but a little bit harder hitting, not as low key. It's a little bit more hardcore. But oh my God, her mom is what's her face from Succession, Jerry.
Okay.
Her mom is Jerry. And it's just like, she, right out the gate, she gets kicked out of college because of how she acts. And then she comes home and you can tell the whole family, they're just so sick of her. They've been dealing with her their whole lives. And it just shows you what the struggles are when you have someone who's bipolar in your family and they're not on the right cocktail of medications and just all the things that you have to put up with. And a lot of it is very familiar to me. We have somebody bipolar in my family. And it was like watching the movie, I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, it's called The Year Between.
Year Between. Thank you. And thank you to all of our viewers and listeners. I want to do some plugs first. You can check out my Trambles audio only podcast that comes up in the Radio Labyrinth feed every Monday. The Popcast is a show I do on WSB Radio. You can find it they have an app, or you can just find the podcast version of it. It's the Popcast with Tim Andrews on WSB. My guests tonight or this week upcoming are Adam Richman and DeWanda Wise. Adam Richman, you all know from the Foods That is that what it's called? The Foods That Made Us. And also
Adam Eats the 80s.
Yeah, and then the other one.
But when he ate himself and he almost killed himself.
Man versus Food. Yes, that Man versus Food. DeWanda Wise was in the She's Gotta Have It series on Netflix, the Spike Lee series, and she is the star of Imaginary, which I'm allowed to review now, and I'll just tell you that I saw it.
Oh, with the bear, with the snuggle bear.
Yes, I saw it. It's a Blumhouse film, so you do the math. If you're into that sort of thing, a lot of wasted. Anyway, I actually in the interview I talked to her about it, but in a delicate way about certain relationships that I would like to have seen more of. I'm not going to spoil the movie. Jesus from The Walking Dead is in it as well. Briefly. But Betty Buckley. The cool thing is I brought up Betty Buckley and I said, did working with her make you think about, she was born in 1982. Did it make you think about 8 is enough? She goes, what's that? So anyway, hey, thank you to our Patreon members. We have a Patreon show that we do every week. Last week we listened to or watched together. We watched an episode of American Bandstand. We're working on another one for next week. It just has some technical problems and everything. So if you're a listener, check it out and stuff like that. Go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews. That's where you can sign up. And if you're watching and listening and viewing and all that, like and rate and review us on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening to us, and leave comments because we like reading your comments. So put those comments in the YouTube underneath, man, and share it with your friends and family. And if you go to patreon.com/Tim Andrews and sign up as an executive producer, you get your credit read right now. Tim Slayton, Brian and Chelsea Smith, Jeff Peterson, Jim Fortner, Terry Fuller, Chris Chandler, Roby Neely, Kevin Jackson, Mike D, and Matt Carter. New producers who sign up get a doodle from me, which is a drawing, that I'll do. And if you need an example, I'll send it to you. We have stickers we can send out, and you get a t-shirt from our t-shirt store, and you get the weekly shout out and everything. Steph, do you want to tell us what's going on at Barkville?
Well, they have canceled the Jordan's Way fundraiser, so I'm not
This
sure
is
what
the
happened
thing where
with
you
that.
were going to get beat up?
Yeah,
they
said that they're
and they canceled it.
They're gonna. They said I don't know the details, but we got a message saying that they were gonna pass on doing that this year. This dude, that does these Jordan's Way things, he does this for different charities all across the country, and I'm not sure why, but they're passing on it. I don't know I don't think there's an adoption event this weekend. I haven't heard anything about it. But as always, you can donate, you can foster, you can adopt. We have lots of puppies. Please, please, please. If you're looking for a puppy, come to us first, because we got a bunch of them. And a lot of them were flea-ridden, laying in these people's yard out in Rome, Georgia. And, one of our volunteers, she's so awesome. She goes out there and she brings straw and food and stuff with a whole crew of people to people who can't take very good care of their animals or just won't because they're garbage. But either way, they try to help them. And a lot of times when they come up on a situation and there will be like a bunch of puppies in a yard or a dog that's mangled, they'll say, can we have the dog? Or can we have the puppies? And they did that with. So we have a bunch of these puppies that would have probably, God knows what would have happened to them because it wasn't a good situation. But they're so cute. They were at the adoption event last Saturday. Oh, my God. So please go to our website, barkvilledogrescue.org, if you are interested. Woof.
When we're ready to get Gilbert a puppy, we're going to go to Barkville. So that'll be a while. Got to wait for the other one.
You're not going to go to Rescue Ranch?
Well, it depends. We might.
We see what you see. Whatever's the right fit for you guys.
Yes, he needs a pit bull. No, he can take whatever he likes. He gets along with him well. Thank you guys very much. Thank the three, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, thank the three of you guys and for all the fun that we get to have each and every week on Radio Labyrinth. You guys rock. Please remember to keep it canine, and until next week, keep it canon.
Keep it canon. Thirsty.
Well, they say all good things come to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?